Yo, Mandem Podcast, episode 295. 295.
Yeah.
We back, baby.
Yes.
Welcome back, Liz.
Welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
Back to the great show on earth. How you been?
Yeah. I was down with a cold. I even hate saying it because it sounds like soft. Like I got a cold.
Always gotta be a man.
No, I had a cold last week, so I thought it'd be best to stay put, stay indoors.
Good advice, man.
Got a question.
Self quarantine. Gone.
Is it a man flu thing?
Partly.
Eesh.
Wait, someone needs to explain to me
What man flu is.
Man flu.
what is actually man flu.
That's discrimination now in 2050. That shouldn't be a thing.
It's fucked.
It should just
Yeah.
be flu, innit? Like,
I think it's having like the cold or a flu, but you just exaggerate. You just exaggerate the symptoms.
You say grow, like just moaning extra, like, my body really hurts. Like, yeah.
Is that what you do? I feel like I've had flu and I've never had man flu.
I
like,
wouldn't even.
So man flu is like an act, then, yeah.
That's
my understanding of it.
Yeah, that's. I think
When
that's,
people say, "Oh, he's got man flu," I think it's just he's got like a cold. Or he's
That's
under
bare
the.
disrespectful,
he's
man.
under
All the stuff
the
men have
weather.
done,
It's
yeah.
rude.
He's
And
under the weather.
It's just man flu, like.
If like that's
Fobbing
so
you
rude.
off.
So she's just saying, if I had it, I'd be caught.
I'll still be like doing
yeah.
stuff around the
But
house. and
because he's a man, he's a lick down.
he's making the most of it.
But do you think there's truth in it that because obviously as men, we can't show weakness, except the one
If you got
exception
flu.
is if you actually
So
mash
that's
up.
the only time a man
So-
in life can get sympathy. Is
Time to milk it.
And then they don't even try. They don't even believe you.
Yeah, now you're getting accusations.
What a world, man!
crazy,
what a world we live in.
Yeah.
Definitely. What a
But
world.
no, I'm back.
Glad
man.
you bounced back,
Yeah,
Leslie.
yeah. Thank you.
Good stuff, man.
Feel better. So we're back, but something's definitely going round.
Classic. It's
Something's-
that time of the year,
something's
man.
definitely
There's something
in
going round.
Something's
We're here.
definitely in the
That
air.
season, man.
We're here. I've noticed no shorts on the panel today.
Nope.
No.
I know
I know everyone's got a jacket on.
Lock in. Lock in. It's time, man.
Yeah, it's
And a
definitely
woolly
time.
hat for me.
I was on a call yesterday, on Friday, and we was talking about vitamin D at this time.
I take it every single
Talk
day.
about
Swear.
Yeah.
I take vitamins, but I've never taken. I've taken multivitamins, so it kind of makes
What
sense.
do you
but
take? Tablets, like a pill,
Yeah, little pill thing.
or
yeah.
like the gel? Is it like a gel?
Nah,
Jelly
just
one?
little classic.
How
like,
many IU?
I can't remember the numbers.
Yeah, it
but
needs to be
It
high.
needs to be, yeah.
to be high,
In
yeah.
the
So
northern hemisphere, innit?
Yeah.
I got one yesterday. Which I think it's 25.
Oh, it's got to be more than that.
Yeah.
The shape's booky, innit? The
Yeah,
symbol,
the
I don't know.
symbol,
what it
yeah.
is.
I don't know what
It's
language.
like when you hit the keys and it's like, what sound is that? How did I do that?
But it was talking about. So one guy was talking about he uses a spray,
Okay,
which is
Yes, I
I
know
think
about it.
3,000 DUI, whatever the symbol is.
Yeah.
And then I think someone else on the call uses like droplets.
Yes.
Her one was quite high as well, so I might. Sort of
Get it as high
Get
as you
amongst
can.
it, yeah, man.
I feel like. So I was during COVID. When I say COVID, when it was proper under COVID, quarantine, all of that. I was doing bare research into just, like there's been so much.
There were links as well to vitamin D and coping well with
Yep.
COVID.
Okay.
So I was in the yard with my parents, 60 plus. I was like, we ain't taking no risk. Let me do the research and get everything you lot need. So there was zinc, but apparently a big thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we should be taking these things anyway.
Yeah.
But particularly during this season, get your vitamin D and your zinc. There's something called, it particularly helped with COVID, called, I believe it's called quercetin.
Okay.
Begins with a Q. You can get it on Amazon and whatnot, but that was supposed to like basically make whatever you were taking a lot more effective.
Oh,
So that's another thing that if you don't want to say suffered,
Imagine that
right now.
you got to take something
You got
to make what you're
the
taking.
bolt on.
yeah.
Just got to buy this with it and try and turn it
all
up.
of that. That's why they say like, oh, make sure you take it with a meal and that, innit? So it attaches to
Okay,
something. That's the idea.
yeah. Travels.
But, yeah, man. It's
vitamin
that
D
season, so
man.
get your shit up, particularly as black people as well.
Yeah, melanated individuals.
We get less of
Yeah.
it, so we're blocking it all out in that. So
Don't
get
block your
outside.
blessings, man. Yeah, what is it? Daylight is
Daylight's the
effectively
best
helps,
source.
But then if there's like 2 hours daylight,
Yeah, which we might be lucky if we get 3.5
we're pushing it.
at peak.
Look
So
at the window saying, it's raining again.
Yeah. We are really here. Yeah, vitamin D, man. Was
Yeah,
that just on like a random call, like a work call? Or
It
was it
started Because someone said something to me. I think I was on my phone at the time, waiting for the call to start.
Oh,
or
classic.
people to
I
join
log
the
on
call.
late now. Anyway.
Yeah. And then someone said something. I was like, oh no, like I'm fine or whatever. But it's like 9:30. Outside looks miserable, and I'm sitting indoors with the light on.
Okay, yeah.
And then that's what
Triggered
sparks.
the-
That's
cool.
what sparks the
that colleague's looking out for you still.
Yeah, no. Then after the call, I was like, run me the link.
Yeah. Hook
Like,
brother up.
true.
Top it up still.
It's not expensive stuff.
Nah.
And I think that was from Amazon.
Yeah, most of them you can get on Amazon.
Yeah.
You get all sorts of
Get that shit
places.
next
Yeah.
day, quick.
But yeah, I think if you want the higher dosage and whatnot,
Yeah, I might have to
can't
invest
get that
in
from the
that.
supermarkets. But no, good man, good, rich. I guess it's been a busy week in your world.
Yeah, man, another one. I think I said it even on last pod. Like just the last couple of weeks, just been hell at work. Like hell, busy as shit. Obviously, I don't know what day. What day did this go live? Did this kick off now?
Would have been last Saturday.
Yeah.
Israel Palestine part.
Yeah, dominating the headlines.
Yeah, I don't know what part.
Social
part
media.
this is, but yeah, that definitely picked things up at work. Yeah. And then there's other stuff as well. Like there's IMF meeting that's happening in Marrakesh at the moment.
Okay.
Which actually kind of connects the two stories in a weird sort of way as well. But yeah, just busy.
What's the IMF? Is it
International Monetary Fund.
Yeah.
They're the World Bank, effectively. So obviously, all of these
Not
wars
good people,
cost a
by
lot
the
of
way.
money. Huh?
Not great people, by the way.
Bad
people.
Bad top, like villains, like,
Dogs.
It's a meeting. It's like you see in movies where all the super villains get
Yeah,
together.
they come together.
It's
yeah,
actually what
eat
it is.
pasta. Yeah,
Superbank.
yeah. So bad. But yeah, that story dominated the headlines. You
As
had
it
to
should,
do
though,
that
in a way.
extra. Is it like
Oh, more work.
consistently, or is there like a squad that has to work on it, or is it just?
This one, like, sometimes it depends. Sometimes where the geographical location of the story is.
Okay.
Because this isn't a new story per se. This one's come over from the States, so I didn't have to do too much work. But they'll send over a brand, and because of the nature of it, it's changing kind of as it goes. So, like, the title for this brand has been changing and evolving. Like, is it Israel v Palestine? Is it? I'm not sure it is. Is it Israel v Hamas? Maybe a bit. So title. So things had to keep getting updated.
Yeah.
Just
Who signs off on that stuff?
on this one, I have no clue because it came over from the States. The brand was made in America.
But let's say it's something that is in
producers.
the UK. Okay.
What I wonder is, because I thought about this loads of times, particularly around like terror attacks and stuff, is who tells the producers? Because the producers might see, I guess now,
The supervillains.
yeah,
It's
probably.
one guy. He's just like,
Say this.
this is the way. Yeah, I feel like this, and just hangs
this
the
needs
phone
to
up.
go, like,
yeah,
yeah.
he don't even say bye. He just hangs up
yeah, definitely.
and just goes
spins
to-
around back in his
and
chair.
just watches like human gladiators like in his garden or something weird. Like, so mad.
Yeah, I thought about that loads of times. I guess now, so because like news, we are more connected maybe to like news sources. Like as something pops, we'll know about it as soon as the producers.
There's
will.
people on the ground
Yeah,
who are basically
there are
roaming reporters. Yeah.
Via Twitter or X now. So I get it. It's a bit more obvious now, but before we were more reliant on like social media as a news source, I used to be like, so where does this one come from? Like, and to some degree, I still don't know. But I know the producers and the senior producers, but I don't know where they get their information
So
from.
mad. Yeah, I was thinking that on the way here because a lot of the talk online this week's been about how these things are reported, like what the stance is, what's the tone, what's the sway, and a lot of the time they say it's supportive, sympathetic to the Israeli cause. So I always think like, well, I wonder what it's like working at these places. Do you actually see this? Is it something? Are there meetings where we're like the tone's gonna be X, or like we're supporting these lot regardless?
I think this one is particularly interesting in 2023 because television, and it's a bastardized term now, but things have become a lot more woke, right? And we usually
I hate that woke's become
It's
bad
shit
because
now,
it
innit?
started off as like a black thing. Like,
Yeah.
like,
it was awareness,
and it was
I've got what's going on. I've
now
peeped this,
it's
peeped
like
that.
some
Always happens though.
It's an
like
idiot.
derogatory term
Yeah.
for someone who has feelings or is hypersensitive, like,
or even
I
conspiracy
actually hate
theorists.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
wants to get called woke now.
It's so woke.
It's
Like,
fucked.
I hate
That
it, yeah.
term's been battered. But what was I saying now? Yeah, the news and media landscape in general has become a lot more woke, and there's people often call it the mainstream media, etc. So I feel like this is a funny one because most of the wokeness is rooting for the underdog.
Yeah.
But in this scenario, it's different because as far as I'm concerned, it's like political connects, isn't it? So we can kind of tell what the tone is going to be from most, I'd say almost unanimous. Practically every news station, bar maybe one or two. And I'm thinking like one being like Al Jazeera. From what I mean,
that's what I've been watching. You know.
Oh, is it just for a different spin on things? Fair.
That was one of the best things about working there.
You put it on, and obviously the missus watches Turkish news. I'm just there trying to get one or two words.
They said good morning. They said
Getting the mehiba and that.
But Al Jazeera. Then you flip to obviously the British news. And it's different, and the guests that they have up there, are different, and the questions more so than anything they're asking are very different. But yeah, I think Al Jazeera tends to be more neutral than not,
or just different. It will be the outlier in a lot of these cases. I feel like in the UK, the only other exception could be Channel 4, maybe.
I'll be honest, I was like...
I haven't watched them
as I said off air, I've been in the trenches with this. Like, I've been following it like every hour of the day. And I was just watching a few like video summaries on like YouTube. And I think the fairest one I saw probably was from the UK, was Channel 4. It showed both sides and the losses on both sides and like how... it's the innocent people that suffer. They showed like the most balanced perspective on the whole thing.
They've been in the trenches,
which isn't a surprise. I think going by how we've known them to report things in the past.
There's some real truth to power guys over there. To be honest,
has your place said anything? I know they obviously report on
this one. They haven't said anything. You know,
big.
Yeah, they've kept quiet. And I guess the news station again probably shows most of
same leanings
or mentions it for the majority. But then you got like James O'Brien, for instance. He's trying to be probably a little bit more open minded and not
more centrist,
not tied to one side or the other as such. But not massively so. I think at my previous workplace they might have had a stance like where for X or Y.
Okay, right.
But here now, no like comms have gone out or nothing. They're staying away from it.
I don't think I've not seen anything come through.
Yeah, they're steering clear at the minute, man. And as we say, like just horrendous situation, bad. Which has been going on for too long. And as a layman, I can't see an end as it stands, unfortunately. No. What do we think of some of the like reactions online? Because I remember. After it would have been probably like Sunday afternoon, so post the Hammas attack, where Israel would have retaliated with like military force. I remember going on social media, and it just became like a battleground almost. As to like people had to say their stance. What was you lot's timelines like? Were people steering clear? Were people being openly in favor of X or Y? Because for a while I was like, oh man, let me just log off, man, because this is getting a bit messy.
I haven't like personally seen or anybody I know put up anything. No, there's a couple of people that have been putting up a bit more, I'd say more insightful pieces or like retweeting or not retweeting, posting to their stories. Video that gives you a bit more insight into I think most of it probably would have been trying to shed a bit more light onto the overall conflict and a bit more, I guess, social media, depending on where you are, seems to be where we're getting a bit more, in my opinion, a bit more truth from like the Palestinian side, because I feel like mainstream media is giving you mainly
probably
the other.
You won't really hear it.
Yeah, so no, nothing too crazy. We've obviously seen some celebrities get out there and I look at it and I'm like, okay, cool, you revealed your handle, who your handlers are. Or
handlers.
You know, like what you're supposed to do.
Yeah,
I think that's also. I think
say the right thing.
Some people, regardless how they feel on it, if you are someone in the limelight, you might do the right thing, which is a crazy term to use.
And that's right thing for the land or markets that you operate in predominantly, i.e. the West. I see Justin Bieber had a howler stinker. And he posted was it Pray for Israel?
Yeah.
Caption or text on a picture of Gaza.
Black and white.
And then had to take it down. I think Jamie Lee Curtis as well did the same thing. And one which kind of surprised me, I thought he'd stay clear, LeBron.
I'm not surprised by that at all.
Why are you not surprised?
I am and I'm not.
Did you look? So again, Israel Palestine. It's been going on. I mean, Israel Palestine's been going on way longer than this. But do you remember? I said, do you remember? Like, it's probably still not going on. The Uyghurs,
Muslims in China.
He said some shit about that,
and
it was
what did he say, Rich? What was it?
I can't remember what he said. Do you remember?
I don't think I saw what he said.
Oh yeah, this was probably on the way out of COVID, or maybe in the middle of COVID.
Yeah.
And he effectively said like he won't speak on it. Kind of that's their issue. Like words along those. Like he wasn't calling China out for reprehensible or like horrible acts. Like like he kind of was like, no, that's their issue, kind of, and because China's like a massive market for the NBA.
It's huge.
And he basically steered clear of it, whereas like Ozil, for instance, spoke out on it. LeBron.
I feel like LeBron said something worse.
Another stance,
and then he had to reel it back in.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember what he said now though.
Okay.
So with that said, I'm not surprised. He's chosen the right side and said what he's supposed to say. I'm not surprised by that at all.
I was just surprised that it was let's say he took a side and took a particular stance rather than maybe go down humanitarian route and just be like, doesn't agree with what's going on, peace, war ain't good, so on and so forth. But he was like, this and that, pro X. And I was like, okay. It just seemed a bit weird. And then I was it the school or something, or community something that he's a part of? He added them in there as well.
Was it Sierra?
Yeah. So I was like, okay, this is...
And then Mayweather posted one as well, but I think that's less surprising. He doesn't strike me as someone who's like massively like well read on certain issues. And
selective language, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's not to say that like
well read.
What happened at that festival and like around it is something that like anyone supports. Yeah, but like I think to look at these things without
context is
context
is a tragedy in itself.
You're doing yourself a disservice, I think. And again, it's not to say that these things are right, because it's just literally it's horrible what happened. But these things, I think, they don't happen in like a vacuum.
No,
so
at all.
You need the balance, man. But the celebrities, man, it's scary. If you lot were celebs, would you speak on these issues, or would you only speak on things that directly affect you? And does level of stardom matter?
How much do you like money is a better question.
You think that's it?
Answer that first, and then we can answer.
I mean, ultimately, yeah. So LeBron's going to say the right thing because he wants the things flowing how they should be flowing. He's on payroll, etc., etc. That's ultimately what your question is, actually. That if you're still being, like, say, paid, or you're a situation where your life is set and you're happy to bow out, then you can say what the fuck you like.
This is mad. Someone who's like a billionaire.
He could be set, but that's clearly not enough. He's still active, isn't it? Like if you kind of clocked life, you can just check out and say,
and I think to Richard's point of, if let's say LeBron decides, I'm retiring from basketball and I'm done, I think comments he might make won't affect necessarily himself, and if he's a billionaire, his family's set, but it might affect opportunities of his sons who are now played basketball and them going forward, or maybe stuff that his wife wants to do, and it's like, you're LeBron James's wife, son, whatever, daughter. So then it might get a bit techie. But if it was me personally, I like to think that I would say something, but only if I've got enough information to make an informed,
or like you're confident
that I understand what's going on. I understand not just, let's say it's something, I don't know, something that affects Ghana, for example. That I understand what's going on from both sides, what both sides have done, and if it's something that I feel strongly about, then I'll say my piece. If I'm not sure, or I don't have all the information, or I don't really know what's going on, then I'll probably just keep my mouth closed. Maybe try and understand more, and then maybe at some point, someone might ask me a question, and then I'll be like, "Bang! This is my thoughts and opinion." You asked something else after that.
Does your level of stardom affect it?
It shouldn't. I don't think. I think if you feel strongly about something, you should say your piece. Like people who, I don't know, speakers corner, whatever, and social media, and whatever. These people don't have stardom, but they feel the need to type out these 140 plus character tweets, just to say their piece, and then hopefully someone somewhere reads it and be like, oh, actually, so and so had a good opinion on X, Y, and Z. So I think level of stardom shouldn't matter at all.
What about you, Dan?
I'd speak up.
You would?
I'd say how I feel based upon research. And I wouldn't be like a battery in the back kind of guy. I don't think.
No.
Yeah. Nah, like no one's gonna give me like a I'm not posting a prepared statement. Like it will be on the notes out with like grammatical errors, maybe like a red line underneath a dodgy spelling. But yeah, I'd say how I feel, man. But I feel like there isn't a need for celebrities to post.
Speak. No, I don't think,
because people are clamoring for some celebrities to speak up. We see that DJ Vlad clip.
Talking about Khaled and Drake.
Drake being the biggest Jewish star in the world. Khaled being the biggest Palestinian star in the world, and neither have spoken on the situation. And he's kind of clamoring for them to step forward. Where I don't think there's an obligation.
I don't think there's an obligation.
Obligation, definitely no, from nobody.
I would like to see it though.
Is it?
100%.
I'm cool because it changes nothing for me. Like, and it changes. And he's saying about influence and These people aren't like Netanyahu's not listening to Drake. Like that's not changing anything. Hammas aren't gonna stop their cause because DJ Khaled spoke and put some text out.
Even if I'm not saying that they would tell anybody what to do or whatever, but if they both posted or if they took a picture together, shaking hands, they probably have one already, of course. And they said, we want to see peace between Israel and Palestine. That's it. It's almost a non-political statement. It's the most non-political political statement there is. No one's chosen a side.
And who does it help?
Do you know what? For me,
I think it would. As we've been saying, there's different sides of the argument. Some people have been fed this. Some people have been.
You think it would filter down?
It would say, you know what? Regardless of what is true here, we should aim for peace.
Yeah,
and no one can be mad at that.
Yeah,
no one can be mad at that. You're gonna say something? Listen.
For me, I think if they're gonna post what you described, personally, you might as well not do it.
Keep it.
I think if you're gonna say something,
pick a side.
No. I think information needs to be there. There needs to be more.
Yeah. The whole pray for peace or thing.
Yeah, because I think man just saying pray for peace. It's like
when,
flat. It's like.
Do you remember when all those people started singing during BLM? Celebs were singing to their cameras.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the song was.
Yeah.
I can't remember the song, man.
I feel like I did see that actually.
I know like actors and actresses like singing. Like, bro, what is that?
I think Robert Perez was in it.
Bare man sitting there singing. Like,
just performance.
Like, what the world needs now is love and all that.
I think Perez was in it.
I don't know, man.
But yeah, for me, that because they can do that on I don't know, they've had musical beef or whoever, not them two, but artists have had musical beef. They take a picture and like, everything. Like it can apply to many everyday things, or you could just take a picture next to each other and be like, whatever. But I think this particular issue and issues of a serious matter, I think if you're going to speak, it needs it needs a bit more than
That's proper substance, or
more substance is the word I'm looking for. It needs more substance.
I hear that, but then it's a techie one. We all said, oh no, Dan, you said you speak out. What did you actually say?
I would speak out.
Do you want to be Kaepernick? Like we've seen what happens. No. Nobody wants to be.
But I'm caught. Like, if I felt the need to, I would. But like, no, it's not going to be like take this sheet kind of thing. But I don't, and I also see the side of it that I don't think there's anything wrong with not saying anything. Because I feel like it's also, and the way it's a clip that we watched, DJ Vlad on Breakfast Club basically calling for Drake and Khaled to step up and speak on this issue. I think when you do say something, it's like when you say no comment, you can't mess up. Like there's nothing there. I think when you speak, people can
pick apart,
clip
it as
take this little bit and
I think it was either Wayne or Young Thug. Someone asked them, I think, about Black Lives Matter. Lil Wayne. And what did he said? No comment, or I don't have an opinion.
Something about, I don't know.
I think maybe what he said
was All Lives Mattery or something like that.
I feel like it was All Lives Mattery.
I think maybe what he said was a bit odd, but I just remember it being around of I don't really have a comment.
Non-committal, isn't it?
Yeah. Like, or it might have been I don't have a comment, but all lives should matter, something like that. But even if, for example, you don't say nothing, people would be like, oh, like we're getting in the Drake and Khaled example. It's like, oh, why?
It's a problem now.
Why they said nothing, and then LeBron said something, and he's taken a stance on a particular thing, and he's getting shit for what he said. So it's you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
I think people want you to. They want you to be on the same side as you as well.
Yeah,
you want your idols to.
People are looking for guidance
to be on the same wavelength as you, and when they're not,
and I think that is. And I think Charlemagne says it in a clip that he says America, but I think the world has this weird thing with celebrity that we look to them for answers.
It's
and it's like, why? Like,
they're just
Dave Chappelle clip,
they're not qualified. Where's Ja?
Where's Ja Rule? We need Ja Rule.
I think in the comments, someone actually someone said, "Where's Ja?"
Yeah, we don't need it. No. But I just think people who do post should have like a balanced understanding of what's going on.
But I think we need to stop and not just for this. I think in anything, just stop looking to certain people to say guidance. Certain things. Like Drake, for example, has never been political in his music. As far as I know, he's never made political reference or come out and spoken about anything or said anything. He's just done his thing day to day. And we're here how many years later. Now all of a sudden we want him to speak on big world.
Big business,
It's like, nah, man, it's cool. Let's look to the people who actually, because he might not have the information, odd being what his background is, but he might not have the information himself.
And there's an assumption as well that both agree with their race or whatever, race or religion. Because he's Jewish, people assume that he'd be pro-Israel or Palestine's pro-Palestine, pro-Hamas. Like, we literally don't know.
Yeah.
Which is, again, it's an assumption. But that DJ Vlad clip, I was like, this guy's just a freak, man.
No, I thought it was interesting.
I think he's just, he's a clicks man, innit?
Yeah, he's definitely.
He's just, in it, he can see that.
Oh. I think he made some good points. I think he made interesting points. But I think coming from him, it's just like, all right, just relax.
That was my first thing. While he was speaking, I'm like, this is Vlad speaking.
Yeah. Just chill.
Policeman. Sad times, man. Depressing still.
Yes.
And we hope there's a way out, but if I'm
not hopeful.
My pessimistic self, I can't see much changing right now. But who knows how it all plays out, man.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Where else did we want to go?
I think let's get into it, man.
For all my dogs.
Let's get into
all
it.
The dogs.
Okay, the
XL bullies and that.
ban the album. Yeah, that's basically what people are saying. Yeah, ban the album.
Everyone listen to it.
Of course. Drake releases like a week ago now. Just over a week ago now. You have to listen to it. I'm happy we didn't speak. Well, I mean, sometimes I do like speaking on it immediately,
straight away.
So you get your early thoughts.
Would they have been different to what they are now, Rich?
Slightly. slightly.
Yeah,
Less?
same. Yeah,
Change,
yeah.
It dropped over a week ago, so we've had a decent listen of that. I imagine. What are we thinking? What do we make? Do we have a rating? Can we say where among Drake albums this might sit? Are we impressed? Are we unimpressed? How are we feeling?
A lot of questions.
Stuff.
So I listened to it on
Release day, right? I feel like you posted it. You put it in the Mandem group, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's out!"
I think I might have. I can't remember, but I didn't even listen to it on the day it came out. I just didn't have the time or whatever. So I listened to it last Saturday. Put it on the loudspeaker, and it was just playing in the house. And on first listen, I was like, this isn't for me. I don't know what's going on here.
Oh no.
Don't all of the stuff. I was like, nah, I don't really like. Couple tunes, I was like, okay, this is not bad. But overall, I was like, yeah. So then after that, I weren't in a rush to go back to it. Didn't really have the occasion or the time to listen to it. But I was like, I'm not in a rush to go back to this. Fair. So then I went back. So then had a few opportunities during the week. And as the week went on, it started to grow on me. So then I was like, oh, let me play this tune that I kind of remember bits from it. So then I heard that again. So then I ran through the album again. And like you said, as it goes, it starts to grow on me. But overall, I like it, man. I think it's good.
You don't say that confident.
The good was...
It's good. The only reason I say that or like that is because I say I fixed the album. So I've basically taken out a couple songs. So I've made it, I think I've cut like 40 minutes.
What was it, 23 songs?
23
It's a lot.
songs?
It's a lot, yeah.
I've cut like 40 minutes of that.
Which is how many tracks is left in your...
So in my edit, I have... So I go... It's all still in order. So I have Virginia Beach, Amen, Calling for You, Fear of Heights, First Person Shooter, obviously, Screw the World, to break up the album a little bit.
Yeah.
Then Another Late Night, Tried Our Best, Drew Picasso, Members Only, 8 a.m. in Charlotte, What Would Pluto Do, and Away From Home.
Oh, right. There's,
So how many tracks is it now for you?
It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 tracks.
So you took out 10 tracks?
10.
Yeah.
Woo.
47. It runs up 47 minutes.
That is...
That's a big college.
Let's took the machete to it.
You took out 40% of the album, bro.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But then I think, like, and I've said this on the pod before, and to Mandem, long albums...
Not your bag.
Like, they're just... Because they have a lot of stuff that's in it.
Some filler.
Yeah.
Dan.
A lot of sandwich filler.
Where you sitting?
I'm a signed up OVO member.
Yeah.
Get the newsletter, all that.
Full subscription. Gold package.
yeah. The early drops. All of that stuff. On first listen, I was like, meh. Literally, like not moved, like weren't moved by it. So I stayed away from it. I think I was spinning like Nines' album more. And I was like, maybe it's time to revisit it. Because I think I heard a few tunes online.
Okay.
Alongside like videos and stuff.
Yeah.
Insta, this new baddie posting whatever. And I was like, maybe it's time, man. Went back in and I was like, the power of social media is mad. Because I was listening to everyone say, this is awful, it's bad music. Yeah. Then I've played it and I was like, this is the Drake that everyone knows and loves.
Yeah. So you thought that it was bad after listening to it at first and then hearing that it's bad, hearing people's opinions. Yeah. So you think you were swayed more by...
I think a touch, because I didn't hear anyone go out on a limb and say, this is cold. The air around it, whether that be on podcasts, radio stations, like the general feel was like no one was moving.
I've still not heard that.
No one's gone out on a limb and said this. And then
I've not seen
actually listened to it and I was like, nah, man, this is the stuff that I rate. I haven't called any. There might be a few skips, don't know them by name. But no, on the whole, I think it's like another good Drake album. I'd give it maybe a 7, a low 7.
I was thinking 7 sounds a bit generous.
If I'm being harsh, I could give it a 6.5.
Yeah.
Because of quality control, maybe. But on the whole, I think it's decent. There's definitely like tunes that I rate.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, this is good, man. But again, I was watching like some other debate thing, and they were saying maybe it's time now he just has a break.
I mean, it sounds like he's taking a break anyway. He's
supposedly some
issues, apparently.
Drinking too much 1942 and that. Fam.
Yeah, I think a break will be helpful for whenever he does come back and he releases. I think that's somewhat the Drake problem. It's been a gift for him that he constantly drops music, but we haven't had a chance to miss the guy. Not once. And I think that plays a big part in some of our favorite artists. You're like, when that person drops, you're like, oh my god, like you've seen, oh, this person's changed, or you get like, we've had enough time to like desire. You know what they say in like a long-term relationship?
Yeah.
How do you keep desire? Like, you need some distance, innit? But I spanned the album on release day. As I said, long album. Not the biggest fan of long albums. Quality control can't be that good on a long album, is how I see it. But I felt a bit disappointed. Mainly because I believe, I can't remember where I heard it, but Drake himself saying, you're going to get old, Drake.
Oh, okay.
And I don't think
there was a lot of talk of that.
Yeah, we didn't. I felt based on
Yachty was
the expectations he had given me, I was like, yeah,
fell short.
This is gonna be cold. Yeah.
Didn't like it. For this album is.
What didn't you like about it?
I felt so on first listen, or first couple of listens, I thought this album's uninspired, man. It's just like, it just feels mad current.
It's for the young kids,
for the 25-year-olds.
He's not saying anything.
Okay.
Like he's not. I'll give you the perfect example. Yeah. And I'm not saying I dislike the album. I think the album's all right.
Shot him in daylight. Shot him in daylight.
Like,
shot him in daylight.
I don't think that tune's not on my car.
Like what are we saying?
That tune's mad. If you read online,
is that the tune with Yeet?
No, it is. I'm sure it is Yeet, because I was like, I don't
think it is.
That tune didn't make the cut.
I'm certain.
I don't know.
I think
I'm not sure, but yeah, that tune's mad because it goes into the it leans into the conspiracies.
With the Tentacion thing.
Yeah, he goes back in again, man.
But like, I felt this thing sounds uninspired. It certainly is an old Drake.
But I think the Daylight's it's just him.
Okay,
it's ain't Adonis at the end, maybe.
No, I think is it?
I think so.
That
tune didn't make my cut.
I thought so.
Man.
Yeah, for me, first couple of listens.
Yeah,
uninspired. Super current. Microwave music. This is not a home cooked meal. This is not gonna fulfill me.
Damn,
it's empty. It's like a 0-calorie snack.
Hey, yo,
that's how I felt. I was like, yeah, so what? And do you know what as well? Yeah,
fucking hell, more.
What thinged me is you released a couple of days before you released the album. You released 8 a.m. or 8 p.m. in Charlotte.
Unbelievable.
Now that's the shit I'm here for.
Timestamp Drake is
like that shit, yeah.
Because that's gonna get it's gonna get the Mandem in.
And that was, and after hearing that, and then you give me all this
it's like the promoter getting us
Virginia Beach was a setup as well.
You start opening the album.
Virginia
thinking,
Beach. I was thinking, he's gonna go.
He's gonna
get him.
Speak
about where.
So that's how I felt on my first couple of spins. Giving it a week, and I do like it more.
Yeah,
I definitely like it more. I just don't. I like the album more, and I'm not saying the album's bad. I just feel like I just feel like we don't really know who Drake is. We just know he's petty. All we know about Drake is he's petty. Who is Drake? And I don't want to say this like I still am. I'm a huge Drake fan. But who the fuck is Drake?
Your OVO badging.
Who is he? Like,
yeah.
What does this mean?
Let me give you that. This might paint the picture a little clearer for you, man. So on first person shooter, you've got two GOATs, undeniably, right? You've got J. Cole and you've got Drake.
Okay.
Cole, and they're both spitting, they're just spazzing for the most part. But Cole is saying real stuff. Like, I feel like Muhammad Ali. I'm this, I'm that. I'm the GOAT. I'm the
Russia,
best. Blah, blah,
Ukraine.
blah. That's hip hop, yeah? Drake starts saying Nadine, Charlene, Dardine, Dardine. Like,
No, but when DMX did it, man was saying it was cold, man. Latanja, Keisha, Felicia, Dawn.
yeah, but it was context, as we said, Dan. Context is king. Like, he's rhyming and he's saying decent stuff, but it's like you're not saying anything, man.
Messenger, fam.
It's almost like I remember Joe Budden saying this about Eminem, and he said he's rhymed the most words. Like, and it's like, yeah, you're cold at rhyming, but what
What are you saying?
Yeah. What
the
am I
snack
leaving
is
with?
empty, fam.
Fair.
That's how I feel about a lot of it.
I said, who is he?
Content wise of the album, I hear you on that. And I think what we need to start doing when we listen to, or you can if you want, but as I get older, what I've realized is I can't treat every artist that I like the same. I don't listen to you for the same things.
Okay.
When I listen, we'll use the J. Cole and Drake example. When I listen to J. Cole, it's because I know he's going to rap.
Talk about taxes.
He's going to rap.
Dan's an arsehole.
No, he did on KOD.
I know what you said that. I know what you said, but I hate that you said that. Talk about
This is what man want, bro.
I know that J. Cole's going to give me hip-hop, rap, bars, production more often than not is going to be cold. The last album, I can't even remember the name of it now, was him just rapping his ass off. Cold album. I love that album. Drake's not going to give me that. So then if Drake's not going to give me that, I'm no longer... I know he can rap.
No, but here's the thing, Les. Sorry.
So, go on.
It's not that Drake... Okay, yeah, Drake isn't going to give you that. But you have to remember how Drake came in the game. He was the super... Why he kind of won, in my opinion, was because he came in where everyone was just super flossy, super drippy, no insecurity. He started coming through. He was Heartbreak Drake. I think he had 3 Heartbreak Drake mixtape. He came in being vulnerable, being honest,
Comeback season.
being salty, all of that kind of stuff. And that's why he won, in my opinion. And now, for me, it feels like he's turned into... You could argue maybe the thing that he kind of seemed to be against, you could argue. But it's just like, now you've just, like, you're saying nothing now, man.
But he's still saying similar on this, not in the same vein, I guess, in that he's 25-year-olds and I don't...
That's kind of...
I either don't care about you or, like, my relationship with you is toxic.
Do you know what? I feel like Drake
Arguing
is more
on
focused
holiday.
on...
Like, arguing on holiday.
shit people
like,
can use in captions and under their photos and like stuff that will go viral on TikTok and stuff like that.
But that's because he's like popular.
No,
You could do that with most artists, but it's because he's the guy.
No, I feel like
you're just going to see it from him more.
No, he does these things for that very reason. Like, as opposed to just saying something that's truly deep and meaningful.
Yeah.
Like,
Do you think he will be as or streamed as much or coveted by like brands and whatnot as much if he was talking about like, oh, like I got a kid, like me and the kid's mom, like talk about stuff like I don't think that's
no, but that's what I'm saying. But that's wrong though. Dan.
But it depends what you're in it for, innit?
Yeah.
You know, but like
he's trying to go number one. He's trying to beat Michael Jackson.
Nah, that's rubbish, man. I think that's a shit
Let's
goal.
talk about taxes. Let's talk about child support.
No, but this is why he doesn't have a classic album. Because you just want to do everything for P.
I don't think. Come on, Rich.
Bro,
that's like saying why.
Drake is
That's
cold.
like what saying why other artists don't have classic albums when they don't speak political.
No,
They're talking about worse shit.
I'm not
than
saying anything
Drake's talking
political.
about.
I'm saying talk personal. Be honest. Say shit. Don't just talk about brands and gala. Like, it's just so. Like, it's just very basic.
It's vacuous. It's just empty.
It's just basic. It just feel like it's a bit basic. Like even like a Meek who's super drippy, you get emotion from him. Like what's
Meek
Cold Hearted and all them tunes. Like you feel something. Though.
Hashtag bring them back.
Like I just don't know, man. Oh, that's bare funny. But it's just a bit. It's a bit empty, man.
I hear what you're saying,
and I think that's always gonna stick against Drake.
Yeah.
When we look back,
Even the take cares,
and
the views,
Take care,
you're reading
views less,
this,
take
nothing
care,
was the
100%.
same.
The earliest.
You said he weren't saying stuff like that, didn't
He
he?
was saying stuff then. I don't feel like he's saying stuff now.
Yeah, I think now, and like I said, as I've gotten older, I realize he's not going to give me that, so I don't look to him for that. I just look to him to be like, do I like this song? Is this song good? Cool. I like this Drake. Next, do I like this song? No. All right, I'm not fucking with this song, so it's off my list. Like, it sometimes just make it that simple.
It's not that simple.
You want an album of 8 a.m. in Charlotte's.
Do you look not? Well, you know, like if man talking about the greatest rapper alive, if he released, even if he released all these timestamp things, you listen to it, you'd be like,
no, this is good.
Yeah,
undeniable.
of course.
But
Yeah,
I want to just like shout stuff as well. Like,
and this is
I want to shout random stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I want to like believe the captions.
Like, I think
I want to feel like
You
I
can
think
do
fear,
those
I
things,
think
it's just like,
I think
that
it's
seems
fear
to
of
be
I
the
think it's
priority.
Fear of Heights where he starts off kind of singing. I think it's Fear of Heights. He starts off kind of
Think he
singing,
does.
then he's like, "Oh fuck this!" Then the beat just changes, and it's just
all the beat
And I'm
changes.
like, yeah.
The beat changes are very annoying.
Bit-
but
bit-
yeah,
much in
they
it
are.
this time.
I don't like them, or they become annoying in most songs, not Drake related
But
at
yeah,
all. But
man.
I'm just like, yeah, this is like, this music's like live, and that's cool. But I do understand the content part, and he's not really saying a great deal. There's minimal substance in this particular album, more so than any other others. It sounds like this is, or could have been, a Her Loss part 2.
Oh, okay.
Her Loss, you almost
If
give
you
it
will.
a bly because it's not just him.
And someone, I can't remember who said it, but someone made a good point that this album sounds very like rushed. Not so much rushed, maybe. Not rushed.
Was it that girl that he reposted?
Current.
I don't know if it was her. I don't think it was, because I watched like half of that and then I was like, whatever. But someone was like, it just sounds like this album was like, oh, like we'll record like a few songs, then we got a couple loosies that we'll chuck in there. But then in comparison to Her Loss sounds like him and 21
Actually
sat
sat
in a
down.
studio and like, let's make this. And then I also always hear, oh, he was touring, this artist was touring, they were touring. Like, if you're gonna tour, I guess maybe not in their heads, but if touring means you're gonna put out mediocre music,
Don't do it.
don't do it.
Even though there's one song, I can't remember what it is, but it sounds like he's got a cold. And I was like, oh, that might just be like tour life.
I think one song he actually says, "Oh, I'm in the studio.
Yeah,
Oh no, I'm just off tour or something,
Oh,
and
yeah,
whatever." Then he starts, and it's like,
yeah. Is it for all the dogs? I don't know. For the real dogs, the XL bullies probably ain't spinning this. The Labradors maybe. And that's okay, man. That's okay. But yeah, if we don't get another Drake album for the next year or so, I'm cool, man. He's given
okay with
us
that.
a fair bit of content.
Yeah.
Over the last 2 years, it's probably about 3-4 albums.
Yeah, honestly, never mind. The 21 Savage joint.
Yeah.
Her Loss,
And then
and
what? Certified Lover Boy is probably pushing it to maybe
Oh my
two,
God, I
2.5
forgot about
years.
CLB.
Yeah.
CLB, yeah.
That wasn't a bad album, you know.
Oh, is it?
I feel like I'm going to go back and listen to it.
Oh, okay.
I went through my thing. I typed in Drake, and it's like,
Yeah.
bro, he's released so much
It's
music.
a lot, man.
I had a question, and I've thought this for maybe like the last couple of albums that have come out. Why does everyone feel like they have such a stake in the music that he releases?
It's actually a lifeline. That.
like,
Why does everyone have a stake?
Why does everyone
as
feel
soon as he
like
drops
they
the
have
think
a
pieces, the mics are on.
in the music that he releases? Or we're obviously talking albums, the albums that he releases, because you don't hear these opinions on any other artist.
You do.
Are the other artists better?
It's because you love him. That's why.
Oh no, I said me included. I'm
No,
like,
no, but that's why. Like,
when he releases,
you
I'm
love
like,
certain things he
I
does,
want this album
and you want
to
him
sound like, for me, when he said For All the Dogs, in my head I'm thinking, oh, he's finally gonna rap the whole album. This is gonna be like the hip hop
The
album.
rumors,
This is,
yeah.
this
Finally
is
giving us the.
this is for the Mandem. This is for the. Then, as like I said, when I first played it, and like Virginia Beach started, and even like the title, I was like, oh, he's all right.
gonna.
It's go
finish push up.
I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
all right,
yeah.
this is go time. And then like, there's tunes, and I like the tune now, but I hear it and I'm like, this ain't
The
this ain't
opener
for the
that we.
yeah, this ain't for the hip hop heads. And then as you go through the album, there are some in there, but for the most part, it's not. So yeah, I just think, why do people feel?
It's because he's the biggest thing moving, man.
Yeah, the guy's massive. We have high expectations because he's made such good music.
And I also think, sorry, Rich, I think when Drake first was coming out, started coming out, I feel like there was a universal, we like this guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then it got to a certain point, and everyone has everyone has a different point as to when it changed. It got to a point of, I'm not sure anymore. That's when the critiques started happening. So for me, my theory is that's why people have such a, this isn't the album we wanted. This isn't the album that I thought he was going to make an X, Y, and Z, and so much critique. Is because at first there was a universal, we like this guy. Now he's no longer what we want him to be. So everyone gets upset.
Yeah, I think the critiques are heavy, but again, it's like he's the biggest thing moving. And also I think if you do speak on these things, because everyone's so invested, if you speak on it, like, you might blow as well. Like,
get some
I can imagine people critiquing his stuff versus one of his comrades. Like, his one's gonna have the most views. Like, go and look at him, he even he's reposting the critiques. Like, so there's a little angle there for some traction, I think. But yeah, I find this funny as well that everyone seems to hate him, but he's still like the biggest thing alive. I just feel wondering who's streaming him. Like,
everybody,
everyone.
Hate him or love him, you stream him.
Yeah, everyone. I tell you now, I ain't making a album cut version, a cut down version of anyone else's album. I'm not that fussed.
Don't care.
But for some reason with him, it's everyone takes it to heart.
It's mad, man. He's what Will Smith could have been.
Oh dear, man.
And I guess if Drake's feeling a bit upset about the critiques, Will Smith's probably still upset.
It could always be worse.
Drake's finished the tour, and Jada Pinkett Smith, Shakur, has gone on her own tour. Why? What's going on? Is she releasing a book or something? Why is she
releasing a book?
Oh,
she's releasing a book.
Okay.
I can't remember what it's called now. So it's a book tour.
Would you purchase a Jada Pinkett Smith book?
No.
Well, do you know what? Yeah,
nah.
I think in light of I bought you the Will Smith book. Yeah,
top book.
I think having those, I still haven't read. I bought myself one. Still haven't read it.
Madman.
Having those. It's almost like a sequel now. So I can see man that bought the Will Smith book that appreciated it. It would be interesting to hear his other halves.
Because she would, because she would have contributed to his success, growth.
I mean, I don't know how long they've been together, but for sure, your partner, your wife, the person you live with.
Because she's his wife, but distance. They're not together, innit? That's what she confirmed this week. Yeah. Haven't been together for 7 years since 2016. I think they've split up. But yeah, she's continues to batter him. It feels like a man who is indebted to his wife or in debt.
How much debt is this guy in?
It's kind of like, I won't speak up. Like, this is her revenge tour.
Like, I'm
she's getting him back for something, because the Margot Robbie rumors were there.
Yeah, and there's probably truth to a lot of these things.
And him and Margot Robbie were doing a thing,
and that's probably that would be annoying for Jada to stomach, and could explain why she keeps kicking his head in.
Do you know what?
It's Margot Robbie though.
You gotta understand. Yeah.
I get it.
Got to see where I was at the time.
I'm starting to think if that was it still doesn't warrant this.
Oh, it's too far now.
No,
it's way too far.
Actually, doesn't make any sense.
I was saying, like,
it's humiliation at this point.
Crazy secret. Like, what could you do to your wife, partner, girlfriend, whatever, where you would just let her berate you at every single moment
in
public with the mics on?
Like, he must have killed like 5 man. Like, he's got to have mad body.
And it's not like she's let's say she's got I think she has a podcast, or did have a podcast. Like, she's going on a podcast every week or whatever and saying this about Will, saying that about Will. She's going to these places and then saying these things. So it's in many different places.
Yeah. So many audiences have seen her story.
So it makes it almost feel or come across as very intentional what she's doing.
I'm upset, man. I think I would have said it on pod probably a couple of years ago now because she's been dragging him through the mud for a while. But like, Will and Jada love, as J. Cole once put
that's a bad bar now.
That's, bro, I'll scrap the whole tune, man.
Aged horribly.
Get rid. But that I used to juxtapose like the Smith family with like the Kardashians and thinking there is a light in this darkness. Bro, it's all dark over there.
It's all dark, man.
It's bad, man. It's just sad. It's I feel like this is the worst.
You hate like seeing one of your, because growing up as a kid, I'm not gonna lie, he was like an icon, like role model, like had everything.
Yeah,
triple threat. What, sing, act, rap.
I hate how this is. You know, like
everything.
You know, like when we we look back through history, and like we'll say when Will dies, like to look at this, like this is the worst thing I feel like you could do to anybody's legacy. Like it's bad.
You know the bit of information that I said I'm out was when it came out this week, I think, that Chris Rock was
tried to slide
Jada.
Yeah. So people are saying that the slap makes more sense now.
Yeah.
There was more to it.
So for those who haven't seen it, Chris Rock post Jada and Will separating in 2016, he asked to take Jada on a date. Because he'd heard the rumors that they'd now split, so she was a single married woman, and he tried to make her play, but she pushed him back. It was a rebuttal.
No. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you had separated, then maybe you just weren't into him.
Yeah, maybe just not feeling him.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just don't know how you can be so far removed from your actions.
And for someone, she said she doesn't want to get divorced. Like, I'd imagine she still loves him. So, like, this public humiliation through town squares.
That's not love, though.
This isn't love at all, man.
I think I could probably speak for many people.
Oh, yeah, we're saying categorically that this ain't love.
No.
Different kind of love. Kind of a facet of love where you're...
Like, I understand, like, there might be situations in any of our lives, that you want to speak on. Where you could have done right, you could have done wrong, you might have been treated badly, whatever. But if you are still, I say, with that person, you still respect that person, or you won't get a divorce from that person, then shedding your light is going to shed light on them, right? Just you don't have to say anything.
And she's not particularly saying anything bad about Will himself.
What do you mean?
She's just saying things that aren't going to make him feel any better.
Right, yeah.
Like
she was on, was it Matt Barnes' podcast as well this week? Where she said when Tupac was in jail, he proposed to her.
Like, who's that? Who? Why? Who is that helping?
What did Will do to Jada that she cannot move past? Like, how bad?
What did Puck do to her that she can't move past?
Yeah, he must have done something crazy. Where
maybe it's the loss of him to her that I can't understand personally, but I can see why she'd feel a certain way, but it just feels unnecessary to keep bringing that. Like, everyone knows that you guys had a relationship. You had this, you had that, whatever. You were close.
She's a name dropper.
Everyone gets you were close.
No, man.
He's dead. If my ex died, and then she was the love of my life, all of that, why am I even telling my new girl about that?
And Matt Barnes, why you asking that question anyway?
Ain't this one of the their relationship? They're like open, honest, everything. Like,
it's too much.
Off the cards,
man. It's too much, man. I feel like she pretends like she's some transcendent individual when really you're the devil, man. It's nasty.
Do you think we're ever gonna hear from Will, or he's just gonna be a good, quiet man?
I think I don't know, man.
I don't know. I like to think that we would at some point, but I think that them not being together, them being separated but still married, isn't a foreign concept. But it's odd. I'm just trying to understand the dynamic of why this exists. surely you'd just be divorced.
Will must have hit everything moving for 20 years. Like, I just don't see what warrants this behavior, man.
Or maybe she was just looking after the youths, and then when the youths got older, she said, "Yeah, I'm out.
This is enough."
That's the thing, but then even still, you ain't got disrespect, homie, man.
That's what it is. It's the disrespect.
It's nasty, bro.
And I think, like Dan said about Will Smith, like big icon in many people's lives.
He's still an icon to you, man. Or
I think, yeah. I think you can't shake it. And
Where
I
do you
think
cut the line, man? I don't know.
yeah, you can't. You still can't shake it.
You can, man. There's people that love Jimmy Savile. There's people that love Russell Brand.
gotta let go.
New news, new information, man. It
No,
changes.
them man are their things.
It's different, but you feel what I'm
Them
saying,
things-
though, man.
them
New,
things-
new information should change. some
No,
shit.
but
You gotta
you can
shake it
fall
and
off.
shower
Though.
that shit off.
People can fall off. Yeah,
I think, but I don't feel like it's through fault of his own, which is the craziest.
Right, and
thing.
he's a victim.
But he's
Yes.
not falling off in a way that he's other than a slap.
Will, other than that,
He's
Will
not
ain't
really-
said nothing.
yeah,
He
he's
said,
not
I support
really-
these man. I'm against
Yeah,
them, man.
yeah.
We ain't put a foot wrong.
No posts.
As far as I'm aware, anyway, he's not done anything. It feels like it's just Jada just saying
Tarnishing his name,
this
man.
against him and this against Parker, and it's like you don't have to say all of this stuff.
But there's got to be
Like
more,
she
man.
comes back into the house after like she's
The
done
tour.
all these podcasts and she just watches and just sitting at dinner, like she's just staring you.
How
about.
was it? Yeah, she went on Stephen Bartlett. That's not even like a natural link. Like
It's mainstream. I guess
crazy.
it's mainstream now.
Yeah.
She said, "I ain't tapped up the UK market."
Let's get some more spills
me
of
go.
tea.
Goes
me
live
go.
Monday.
Let me go over there.
Crazy, man. Crazy.
Yeah, it's bad, man.
Poor guy, man. Press for Will, man. Press for Will.
Yeah, man.
Former icon of the man. Before we depart, on the way here, and Les and I spoken in the group that we're in, we're talking about the toils of being an adult, and how it's not tough. It's not what it's all cracked up to be. Don't grow up is one of the greatest phrases ever. I pose a question: what is the toughest part of adulting? And adulting is a verb. It's the process of being an adult. What is the toughest part of it for the Mandem? Because we are fully fledged adults. So.
It's not.
We've been fully fledged.
Yeah.
Adults.
I wouldn't say tough.
Not all of us. Me, I'm.
Bro, we almost been adults as
for
long as we've
yourself.
been children.
This week,
It's coming.
no, actually, I think maybe last week. I think this week I chucked it away. Our toaster stopped working.
Okay. It's mad because
Still
toasters
It's been about 2 weeks.
are reliable.
Still don't have one.
Oh, is it?
I just don't want to buy one because why the fuck
it all falls
did it
on you.
like
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
working the day before
Mhm.
and then now it's just like so you could press it down. It's a 4-thing toaster.
Okay.
The big breakfast.
Yeah.
So you could press
Not two
you have to
slices.
press the first one to get the second one down. But anyway, you couldn't press this first one down and it wouldn't stay down.
Okay, so
So you could
there's
press
no
it and
toast.
hold it and it would toast.
Oh, but you're there for like.
now we're static.
you're wasting time.
I'm not
yeah,
doing
yeah.
that. Yeah.
That's time you could have spent folding clothes or
Yeah.
Scrolling through Instagram.
yeah, if you get the chance.
So not a tough part, but an annoying bit is having to replace things when they break.
I think.
And also, sorry, Rich.
Go on.
Like, I don't know about you, man, but back in the day, like, say your TV at yours used to break. Like, the family would, like, get someone to fix it. Do they still do that?
I thought this, Les. Where are there like TV shops or like TV repairmen? And I actually came to the conclusion that there aren't none. But Jamie got his TV fixed. I think there was a crack in his screen once.
Yes, I remember.
And I think he called someone out. So there might be like one left. But yeah, it's just now it's just just buy another one, man.
Bro, I was
where
thinking,
we're at, man.
and the thing about the toaster that was annoying me is that it will press down.
It works,
Still
innit?
but it
works.
didn't stay.
You just need that.
So
guy
it's
with
like
the
a spring
the
or
catch.
whatever.
Yeah,
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 that's what-
the
it doesn't
spring
take
man.
much.
So
Call the
I
spring
kept
man.
asking her, should we chuck it? And she was like, yeah, just throw it. And I just left it there because in my head I'm thinking,
There's a toaster repair.
one day I'm
man.
gonna wake up
And you're gonna have the
it's
answer.
gonna work. But after a while, I was like, this is annoying, so I just chucked it.
Sad, man. It's a shame. It's a shame.
Yeah.
Rich, your toughest part of adulting?
It is essentially what Les said, and it's probably what you'll say. In its own right, as an umbrella, maybe. It's no one's gonna do it for you. That's the hardest thing about being an adult.
Wow.
Like, all right, you can
Not
leave
even
it.
not even in a couple partnership.
Certain things, yeah. Like you can leave it in it, but it's just gonna be there. It's gonna stare at you tomorrow.
Yeah.
And you've got to do it. Like so, I think that's the hardest thing, man. It's like you can't really. You can, but it's not gonna get done. You can fob things off. And you can just choose to. I was chatting to one guy at work. He's in his 40s or something like that. And what was he telling me about? He said he's got. Oh, I can't remember what it was. It was like something he said. Oh no, it was something in his floor, and he was like, "Yeah, one day I'll fix it."
No.
So he bought all this stuff or whatever. But like, he's like, time passes. I think he's got 3 kids or whatever. He said he looked down at it the other day and he was like, "I said I was gonna fix that like
10 years ago.
7 years ago."
Right,
man.
yeah, having to do stuff.
Nobody is going to do it for you. That's the hardest thing, or like that being hit with that realization every other day or whatever is probably the hardest.
It's
thing.
also like because we've been talking about like painting, like doing like repainting and touch ups.
Don't
and
talk to me
whatever.
about that shit.
Freshen up the
And we got
place.
like I say, we got time. Everyone's got an evening.
Yeah.
You got the
Yeah, yeah,
weekends. We could do this. It's not from scratch. It's just sort of touch ups kind of thing. Everyone would say it. No one doing
Yeah,
nothing.
just both. Yeah. Like who's gonna
No
practice
one's doing
it?
nothing.
Yeah.
In my head, I'm thinking, right, you need to go get paint.
X, Y,
this,
Z.
that.
Do what you got.
In my head, I'm like, oh, maybe like I'm gonna come back
Weekends.
from
Well,
work.
you know that's
Monday.
you though, isn't
Someone-
it? It's you that's got. To do
Oh,
that.
that's a
But-
less
Yeah,
problem.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's
yeah,
a man
yeah,
problem.
yeah,
No,
it's a
we'll
man-
do it together. But I hear what you're saying.
But you've got you got a
But
really
it's like
Project manager, lead, contractor,
fucking.
you got a lead on
and
that
then an
one, man.
apprentice to just do a little.
Yeah. This little, you know.
And then she can say,
Oh yeah, we did it.
Tell all the friends.
We did it.
The toughest thing for me, it's not as big as that. The thing I hate doing the most is putting clean folded clothes away.
Yeah, same.
It gets put off for ages.
Oh, you're saying you've folded it already?
It's folded.
It's just stacked.
They're dried. They're washed. They're dried. They're in the washing basket, folded, ready to be put away.
That's the easy part.
Bro, I put it off for time.
That's
I
like
literally the other day. It was the size of Kevin Hart. the washing size was and it was mad. And both of us are seeing it, but
like,
we're both ignoring it.
what?
But I know it's my job in it to do.
Oh,
And then it gets to the point where it's like leaning tower of Uniqlo. It's just a mess.
you start avoiding
I
taking
put it
clothes
up-
out.
Yeah. And I called it before we started. It's like reverse Jenga. 'Cause then you might have like a t-shirt or some jogging bottoms in
Might
there.
need
Like,
it.
you might, but then if the thing tips, you're actually living in squalor. But yeah, for me, that's like it's just annoying. And I
yeah,
think the hardest thing to come to terms with is similar to Rich's point. It's never gonna end. It's perpetual.
Yeah.
This
again.
will never
Yeah,
change.
yeah,
You're
yeah.
not gonna be adult forever. But like you complete one task, you might chill for a day of no tasks. Tomorrow,
Oh,
there
there's
again.
the
they're
task
there.
again.
They're
Yeah.
lining up, man.
See, I'm a step in that process, but ahead of you. I hate taking it off the dry
rack.
rack.
Okay.
And then folding it.
To the point, yeah. I said to you, to the point, yeah. I actually got a telling off.
Oh
for
yeah,
doing
a
this.
little warning.
When Mrs. moved in, I used to like do the washing, all of that. I don't care. I'm on it. But I would leave stuff out to dry long.
Bare dry. It's bare dry.
They're dry now.
Like, it's
Like,
getting dusty.
the clothes are shrinking.
Like you're gonna have to wash it again because it's getting dusty. So then I think we was just having like a conversation about whatever. And then she was like, I've noticed that you leave stuff out longer. She was like, just
Hey, how do you man
once
take
it's-
them ones? How do you take them ones? You know them like
Just put it away.
honest.
It's
What's the word?
And then when she said it, I was like, nah, but the
you're
reason why
Constructive criticism.
instinct,
But
reflex.
sometimes you might just
no. Before I'd be like,
no, but you don't.
yeah. I was that guy. Now I'm just like the grin. But she knows that I'm fuming.
I'm vexed.
Yeah.
I'm vexed.
And that's part of it, man.
yeah, I just take it because I think you both have to occupy this space. So if you're doing something someone doesn't particularly like or feels like you could do it in a different way, they're not saying it because they're trying to be a prick or they don't like you. It's just.
Oh, yeah, I've got another question. We could be here all night. At which point, or after how many offences do you mention
Said issue?
I don't like that.
Oh,
good question.
I've seen a theory in the past, and supposedly in a lot of like relationships, men just live with it because sometimes they're scared of an emotional backlash. So you just firm it and just live with it, and it slowly chips away at you until you explode. or some people just live with it forever, and you're basically living somewhat of a lie because you can't really express your true feelings. No, man, I think 5 offences is too much, man.
So we're saying 3.
I think 3. Like I've told you before. I've
said that.
Yeah.
How do you level that at your partner? Do you have to like tiptoe? You know, I'm just saying.
It depends what it is. Sometimes there'll be an offense that, or it's a task that we both do. But for whatever reason, I've just handled it for the last 3 weeks. Let's say.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't want to be like, oh, well, you should have done it all the time. So I'll do it. I'll do whatever it may be. But then I've been guilty of doing the, I'm not saying nothing. I'm just gonna crack on. I'm gonna hold this in, and then
sighing and when you're doing the task. You might have dropped something like I know.
Look all the work I'm doing.
Yeah.
Or I've done the ones where I'm doing it, but I'm giving you a bit of this, innit?
Oh,
or a bit of silent, or you're seeing more back than
shoulder.
You need to know I'm closed off.
I'm not in the mood right now.
While I'm doing this thing. So I've done the passive aggressive. I've done the passive aggressive thing, the body language, all of that.
It doesn't work.
And then
4th offense.
Eventually you have to say something, innit? If you do that. So I'll do it. I'll handle it or whatever. But I'll let it be known like
it's time.
I've been. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think,
more recently, or as things have gotten better in how we communicate in that sense.
Yeah.
She'll be like, "Yeah, I know, thanks,"
cold
or whatever.
That's nice.
And I'm like,
"We'll take that." Yeah, I'm glad I did it.
Yeah. Now I'm happy.
I've been putting it off for 4 months.
Yeah. And then I'll just wait for whatever it is to happen.
How does she tell you? Like, because there are different approaches. I'm not having a go. Or like it's kind of
just wanted to say
just not like I'm not I want to hear that now. I'm like, but before it used to, I don't think it came with the caveat.
I don't know. I don't know. See, I get confused. I don't know if it came with the caveat or it didn't.
Straight attack.
I wasn't ready for it anyway. It's one of the two. I don't know. But I think it's definitely easier.
However,
it's being handled. It's probably both sides, isn't it?
Yeah.
She's being a bit more gentle. I'm being a bit more open.
Yeah.
Because I think in your head, you think you're always doing the right thing.
I think
you're always
kind of perfect,
I think you're always in your head. You always think you're doing the right thing. I think for me, it depends on what it is. I think to your
task.
Yeah, I think I understand what you're saying in that certain, like maybe it's something we both do, but if I've noticed that I've done it more often than she has, I don't. To be like, oh, you've not, I don't know, unloaded the, like, I keep unloading the dishwasher. Like, it's just a fucking dishwasher. Like, just take the stuff out. Like, someone needs to take it out, innit? To take it out. The only time I think it become an issue is if it becomes an inconvenience for me to do so. So, like, for example, if one of us, say I'm in the office and the stuff's like maybe been in there all day, or I've been in the office 3 days and you've been at home.
The washing you put on before you left,
right?
Then in there like, when you get home and that.
Then it's like, all right, maybe just like it be, and then say I got come home and cook, which isn't our rotation, but say I do for whatever reason, then I have to unload the dishwasher, or it's too full to put the new stuff in.
Slow man down.
So then that's
where
anyway.
It's
like, because it's not conducive to how you
the
want
flow, the workflows,
the program to work. But yeah, depending on what it is, I'm just whatever.
Do you know what? One of the things I've found helps well with that is when you say you come home or like you ain't really, say even if you're both working from home or whatever, but you ain't really communicated, say, it helps more if you've been out in the office, in my opinion, or it flies a bit better. It's more understandable. Is sometimes like state your emotional state to your partner.
Okay.
Like, be like,
I've had a tough day.
Today it's been a long week, you know, or like today I got battered. Today I didn't get a chance for lunch break, or it was just non-stop today.
I lost.
Say that. Doesn't mean you ain't doing nothing today.
Yeah.
But it's a low-key indicator.
Sets the tone.
Not really.
I might need a bit of your help today. Or I'm just not. I've been
tired.
I got like 80% left of me today, or whatever. Just
Yeah,
something. So it's a nod to it'd be nice to have your help today.
So
and vice versa.
what do you do when you state that and you don't get the help?
I don't know.
You leave. Do what Jada's doing. She's going, yeah, she's just vexed that my man ain't
Get rich on
never
help with the dishes. I don't know. I guess if I think about it, something must have happened. Or there might even other times where I'm like, I know I'm flat. Or let's say I feel like I'm on 70%, but I've pre-ed you're on 60.
You're less, so I
got a bit more in the tank. Let me just handle it.
Yeah.
So that's a major key, I think, in adulting in general.
That sounds this sounds like the toughest part of adulting. Managing other people's feelings.
Yeah, that's definitely the toughest part.
Yeah, mine's definitely putting clothes away, man. So if anyone's out there and they do, like we said, are there TV repairmen, toaster repairmen? If anyone will come to my yard and just put the clothes away.
I'll iron.
Oh, ironing's light to me. I find it therapeutic.
Yeah, I like iron. I like iron.
I can iron all day. But yeah, just putting it away is just like, jeez, man.
Yeah, I think putting it away, and I think it also depends on what your wardrobe setup is.
Oh, what, you lot don't just throw the clothes in? You don't just throw the t-shirts in and kick the drawer to close? Oh no, just me.
Nah, because
I did that maybe yesterday. You know, like, I had folded up the clothes or whatever. I put them upstairs. I put the stuff in the wash, put them on a dryer, waited for them to dry, folded them up. So I just put them on the bed, like someone put these away.
Oh, okay, Hopefully you come back to the room and it's just you in the house and someone the ghost.
Sometimes I do that with one or two items where I'm like, I generally can't be bothered.
Like, I've taken us so far. I've run the first 3 legs. Just run the last 100.
Because
I don't think she did. So I got my clothes after folding them up. Yeah, I just closed the thing. Like,
punk.
I'm not putting these
we've
in
got
neatly.
sliding wardrobes, and all of my stuff is on one side and hers is on the other. But some of it is on my side.
Oh, encroaching.
So it's depending on what it is, and she's mad organized, but some things are like, let's say t-shirts, for example. All my t-shirts are relatively in one place or in close proximity, depending on what the t-shirt is. But hers will have some down here, some down there.
Okay.
Some in the drawer above, some in the drawer
Different approach.
below. So you gotta go like
If you're traveling,
and then hair, and then some folded hoodies and stuff is in a completely different bit. So then putting it away, and then along with my stuff, putting it away, it's like, this is just like,
before we depart on the topic, do you not put your partner stuff away as well? Yeah, because I know some people who strictly just put their stuff away.
I will put certain. Sometimes I look in the drawers and I'm like, I don't understand your system. I'll put like smalls, underwear and stuff, because I know that drawer is. But then sometimes I'll look in a drawer and I'll be like, I don't understand what language is this.
Mandarin. Just wear Mandarin clothes.
So sometimes I'll just leave it. I'll say like, I was
going
gonna put them away,
but that's a long sleeve.
I don't understand.
You might never see that again. Like, yeah.
No, that happened a while ago.
Losing stuff for her.
Where's my?
Wait, sometimes
I put stuff away, like let's say in the morning, and I think she might went out and then come back, and then I think we were going out or she was going out, and then she was like, "Oh, where did you put this white t-shirt?" And I was like, "There's only so many places. One, I would put this white t-shirt, so it's probably either there. If it's not there,
then it's with God now.
I ain't got a clue.
Missing clothes is one of the worst.
I ain't got a clue.
Happens, man. There's
Big
bare stuff.
mystery.
It just goes missing, man. Shout out to the clothes thieves and the ghosts of cotton. Do we want to go to bring-ins? I take it we're not gonna have any bring-ins from For All the Dogs.
Right.
It's a terrible album.
I have a bring in. I got a music bring in.
Shoot.
I don't know. I feel like Dan might have. I feel like you may have brought this in already.
Okay.
I think you certainly brought in the album, maybe not the track. My bring in for this week will be off Diddy's album. I can't remember what the name of it is. Is it called Love?
I cannot remember the name for the life of
Red
me.
album cover.
It is the Love album.
The Love album.
Off the Grid.
That's what the actual
The Love album.
Off the Grid.
Yeah.
Because Off the Grid is a track as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that is not my track, but mine will come off the Love album, Off the Grid, and the track will be Moments. It's Diddy featuring Justin Bieber. It's very good, man.
This is before the outrage, yeah.
Jeez. My bring-in, I just remembered actually, which is good, is a film on Netflix called Fair Play. It's about a couple that work together. One of the people in the couple gets a promotion, and then the story ensues.
Unfolds.
Yeah, it's proper interesting.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah.
What is it? Like a drama?
I'd say drama.
True story?
I don't think so, but it could easily apply in.
It's a film.
Yeah,
so
film.
it's like a
Yeah,
quick thing.
yeah. A film called Fair Play, and it's on Netflix.
Nice. My bringing is a music bringing. I was on Swiss Beats' Instagram yesterday. He's doing like a throwback. Do you remember people used to do Instagram lives and whatnot? And just DJ and whatnot. He was doing one yesterday, and he brought in a cold song, just like raw, horrible rap. It's AR Ab featuring Dark Low, and it's called Blow 3. Just like such good Philadelphia rap.
Cool.
Nice.
Cold. We didn't throw in our like, share, and subscribe.
Make sure you do it.
Apologies.
Please do it. Hit us
All the
up
socials.
on all the socials, whichever you fancy. But please, we want you over on the YouTube subscribing. We need you over there. We've got to raise the number. We've got to raise the bar. But yeah, thanks in advance. We know you do it. That's episode 295. It's the Mandem Podcast.
Keep it locked.